when I did this the last time over my other mountain scene, I found I had to go over some areas again with the spackling, go over it with the Surefoam rasp and take away some of those lines, or get rid of some of those lines. Some are still showing up. I mean, hopefully I'm being a little bit more thorough this time. I won't have to do that, but you may find there'll be some spots where you'll have to do that, or if it's in an area that you can't disguise with, you know, if you had this is more of a vertical mountain, but if you had something that was a bit more sloping and you had trees on there, you know, you can also use trees and bushes and brush to disguise the fact that there's layers of foam glued together. You know, you just strategically place them, and that's kind of useful. Here I'm kind of hung because this is pretty much vertical here. I suppose I could put a couple of small trees down there or something like that. So and another thing if you find yourself in a situation where you really can't really spackle your joint over without making it look like, you know, brick and mortar, you know, then you can just, in that general area, let's say for example here, just go ahead and put it where it doesn't really need it, but you're disguising the fact that you've put spackling down there by just kind of filling in the general area with some spackle, so you can kind of cover up the fact that you know, maybe kind of way, that's the way it looks uniformly. So like I say, you don't want to just take a whole gob of it and go over, cover it horizontally, because those will show up when you paint it. So depending on what you're doing, if it's going to be covered with grass, it's not going to matter, or trees, you know, but on here, see, when I put the foam down, I try to get the foam to hang over the edge of the plywood so it doesn't, you know, have that sort of cookie cutter effect here. It actually looks like, you know, it was naturally built in. So, but there are a couple of areas, especially back over here, where the foam just wraps right up against the plywood and there's a gap there, so I'll probably use the Florist foam, glue some blocks in to fill that in, so make it a little bit more uneven. I think this actually doesn't look too bad. I want to add some Florist foam in here and just kind of carve it down, build it out a little bit. Either that or level this, level this out and glue a casting right in here. Disguise the fact that I am butting up against a piece of plywood, but I'll cross that bridge when I get to it. I just want to get basic spackling done. This is a pretty thick layer here. As you can see, this is kind of a problem with that glue, with that caulking, liquid nails for project. It's pretty thick, so you don't have enough weight on there. You end up with a pretty thick layer. Fortunately, I think you can just pull this out, fill it in by squeezing caulk. I have a little overhang. That's kind of exciting. I like that idea. Have a little overhang here.